Guys, what is up? It is the Kansas Kid. Yesterday we talked about thick silver. What thick silver is, what it looks like, and the qualities and characteristics of it. So, in the comments, it was brought up. Well, that's chunky silver, and that's everyone went wrong. They were totally going sideways on that. There is a difference between thick silver and chunky silver. Now, some people they do confuse this for chunky silver, but this is thick silver. And I'm going to show you some examples of chunky silver, right? But chunky silver is limited specifically to 1 ounce rounds and bars, but not completely. So what that means is when you're talking chunky silver, you're talking anything in the 1 ounce variety, but not specifically 1 ounce variety. You guys are with me? Okay, check this out. Here we go. We went over everything about thick silver. Now we talk about chunky silver. Let me show you some examples of it, because we don't want guys like Silverstruck and Fish and guys like that, talking about, oh, check out my chunky silver, and everyone is like, that's not chunky silver, that's thick silver, or vice versa. If they're like, oh, look at this thick 1 ounce, and it's not, it's chunky, it's not thick. So when those guys do their videos, we don't want Silverstruck, being called out for calling something wrong, right? All right, here we go. Now let's get into details on this. So we went over some Swiss of America pieces, right? So you have your 1 ounce round, correct? And we discussed thick silver is the same size 1 ounce round. It's thicker, right? Thicker. So this 2.5 ounce round is thicker. This is a 2 ounce round. It is thicker than a 1 ounce round. And that is how you get thick silver. Okay? Now, chunky silver. Okay, you guys need to pay very, very close attention. I do not want you guys to mix this stuff up after I have told the entire community the difference of this stuff. If you get it mixed up, don't blame me. Chunky silver. You have a 1 ounce silver bar, correct? This is a fantastic Spirit of St. Louis bar that I received in a trade a while back from a good friend of mine. A chunky bar is still a 1 ounce bar, but not the same outside area. An example of a chunky bar are these A-Mark bars. Okay, it's a 1 ounce bar, but it's smaller outside area because it's chunkier. Okay, now if you had a bar that was similar to the same size but thicker, it's thicker, right? Chunky silver, 1 ounce, 1 ounce. This is a chunky, smaller diameter. The same thing works as the rounds. 1 ounce round, 1 ounce round. There we go. These things right here, these Rolos, Swiss of America Rolos, are chunky because they're not the 38, 39 millimeter diameter, whatever this is, 38 I think. They're not the same diameter. It's still 1 ounce. It's just chunkier. So yeah, I hope I clarified that for everyone. These longtime guys, in the stacking game, you would think that they would know more about what kind of silver they're dealing with. So from now on, I want to make sure that nobody gets them mixed up. It can be like, oh my gosh, look at this big old chunky 10 ounce. Nope, wrong. Thick. Thick silver. Chunky silver. Chunky. Any questions? Thick. Chunky. Thick. Chunky. Thick. Chunky. Thick. Chunky. Thick. Chunky.